A very, very good morning to you. Welcome to my thought for the day. I'm looking today at an incident early in the ministry of Jesus, which is recorded for us in Luke chapter 5. Jesus had been healing people, and he was settled in the city of Capernaum, which is right on the lake of Galilee, or in this chapter called the Lake of Gennesaret. It had many different names. And it's where he found the fishermen who he called. But this particular incident, he made use of their boat as a preaching platform, because it meant he could speak to many people on the shore. And after he'd been teaching them, and it doesn't tell us what he taught them. There's a lot we don't know about what Jesus did and what he taught, but we know enough for it to have a huge impact on our lives. And when he'd finished speaking, he told Simon Peter, who he surnamed Peter, to put out into the deep and let your nets down for a catch. And Simon's immediate response was, we've been fishing all night, actually, and we didn't catch a single thing. It's not and mostly they did fish by night, because fishing during the daytime was really not the thing you did. It was not the best way to catch fish. Jesus was not a fisherman. He was a carpenter. But Simon, having made the point, well, we've actually been out fishing all night and we didn't catch anything. He says, nevertheless, because you said we should, I will let down the nets. And so they did. And then closed a great shoal of fish. And as the nets were breaking, they beckoned to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And they came and filled both the boats so that they began to sink. This was an enormous catch of fish. So big that 2 boats that were used to fishing on this lake almost sank. Phenomenal. And when Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord." For he was astonished, and all that were with him, at the catch of fish which they had taken. And Jesus said to Simon, "Do not be afraid. Henceforth you will be catching men." And when they brought their boats to land, they left everything and followed him. Now, this is an amazing. There are incidences recorded of catches of fish. This was enormous. 2 boats almost swamped with a number of fish that had thrown themselves at the net to be caught. And there's a lot we can say. As you think about this story, the Lord may well speak in a different way to you. But to me, what it says here is, here were Simon and James and John, the sons of Zebedee, in the other boat. Here they were doing what they normally did. And when Jesus gave them instructions, doing what they knew very well to do, even the ordinary became supernatural. And that's what I want to say today. This is my thought, that when we're following Jesus, even the ordinary can become supernatural. So, thinking about yourself or myself, what are the things that we do, that we enjoy doing, that we do for a living, perhaps? Just because it's what we do for work doesn't mean that God does not want to bless it. Jesus blessed the work of these fishermen with his presence and with his instructions. And I believe that we should say to the Lord, help me to do my work diligently. Help me to serve my boss well. Help me so that my work will be fruitful. My work will be blessed. I don't know in what it might be. You might be someone who writes a story. Ask the Lord to help you. dedicate it to the Lord. His blessing will come as we listen to his instructions for how to do what we do better. Now, you may not know Andrew Womack. He's a American preacher, but I'm reminded of a story that he tells about one of the first jobs that he took after he had become a minister. For some while as a minister, he felt he should live by faith and not by the work of his hands, and he and his wife were very poor. And then he realized that he'd made a mistake, that he'd misunderstood the Lord's purposes for him, and he got a job. And the job he got was working for a photographer. And he'd never done it before, had no idea what to do. And he was in the dark room mixing chemicals and mixing colours for developing film. And he said to the Lord, I have no idea how to do this well. Please show me how to do it. And he mixed as he felt, having dedicated it to the Lord. He mixed the colours the way he felt they should be mixed. And the very first batch that he printed after that were the best that the photographer had ever seen, even compared to those people who had trained for years and worked for years and honed their skills, because he had asked the Lord for help, and the Lord had directed his thinking and his ability. So whatever you do, dedicate it to the Lord and see him transform even your everyday, ordinary things, because our whole life is dedicated to the Lord. That we ask the Lord to help us to do whatever we do as if we are serving him, because that's what we are actually. We're in his service morning, noon and night. And God can transform your everyday activities, just like he did for Simon and James and John. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.